Okay, thank you. I could do the short version. We're using Twitter. Next person, so. Quantity and quality is in Twitter in the ESP classroom. This is, again, a class of economics. This is related to something we can do. This is a project we've done called Tweet Economy. We had a problem. We had one module in which we had low in-class student participation. We also had forums online where students didn't participate much in there. And most importantly, the quality of responses was very poor from the language point of view and also conceptual point of view. So we need to tackle these problems and we needed to do something about that. This is part of a global thing which I've been presenting this morning. So we wanted to do three things. To tackle the content, short comments on the part of the students, but also to promote conversation among them, because something that wasn't happening in class, because they had to listen to the lecturer, but also wasn't happening outside with more conventional forums, and also to utilize the network as a motivational trigger for them to discover something which is not dependent on the lecturer. Yes, but they can do some things. So then we have some specific, some contextual aims which we try to foster debate and develop creativity and all sorts of things which in a rainbow right world you would like to have with your students. Those were our perspectives. How we did this? We did this in three stages. The first stage, we did the contact sessions for the first 2 weeks. We tried to assess the knowledge of the students and the usage they had had of Twitter before, social networks and some other things. So first we need to know, because we couldn't assume that students are familiar with these things, and find any training needs. So we trained some students in the use of Twitter. They never had a Twitter account, etc., etc. Then we had debate sessions with Twitter based on the syllabus. So they had independent research to do on certain topics or certain tasks prior to the debate. Then we're synchronously using Twitter to have these debates, which corresponded to each one of the units, each one of the topics which were set in the syllabus of the having said about this world economic history. We did this, and then at the end of the term we did a longer, more productive debate also, which was multi-module, not only in class, but people using mobiles or using all the things. And finally, we compiled all the data to find out how it went. Yes, actually, we had data from the number of tweets per student, and because we have been for another project recording all the lessons, we could count the number of interactions. And number of interactions in lectures were 0 to 1, or 0 to 1. There were lessons in which students did not speak at all, 50 minutes lessons. And then the number of interactions in World Economic History and World Economic History G2, which is the other group. We have one group which was much more participative than the other. Yes, this is the quantity. Yeah, so we have a lot more going from there. But also, what I did as a linguist was to correct in real time the language and the language problems that tweets from students could have. So if they said enterprise, I would say, well, you'd rather say company in this context. Or if they say something in Spanglish, I would say, well, that's not English, and then do it. I was called grammar Nazi by many students, which is fine by me. But this is kind of a true, accurate, I would say, depiction of what we achieved in the end. This is from the final session. And then the quality of written, and not saying spoken, written language is much better than what we had at the beginning and what we had in the previous 2 years. So as a result of correction, but also this fluency, students managed to improve their writing and also their confidence, and also they use of concepts by using Twitter, which is a tool, as any other tool you can use, but we weren't just getting that from regular lectures, not from people face to face. Okay? And that's a good thank you from me. So,
wow.
Yeah.